Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And I am just outside taking a quick breather. I've been working pretty busy all day long, and I decided to come out here and sweep the leaves off before it got too dark, because every day I come out here, my porch is filled with leaves. filled filled with them. Filled with leaves. I got a pile right there, and I got to collect all of these right here. And they don't go to waste, you all. I literally take these leaves and dump them in my raised beds. I literally dump them in my raised beds. And once they break down, that is going to be absolutely excellent for the upcoming spring garden, right? So, but anyway, you all. Hey, Lynx. Like you get bigger and bigger every time I see you. But anyway, you all, I wanted to talk to you all about that thumbnail. Yes, it's real. I wanted to talk to you all about that thumbnail because this can't just be in my area. This can't just be happening in my area. This can't just be in my area, right? Here in Georgia, this can't just be happening in my area. My neighbors are having a wonderful time over there, y'all. I hope that, I hope it's not too loud. But they having a great time. But anyway, you all saw the thumbnail. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous, to tell you the truth. And as I was looking at those prices and the cost, and you know, the more I thought about it, I was like, how can people afford to buy eggs? How can folks afford to buy organic eggs on a regular basis at those prices? You all saw the cost of the Eggland's Best, $9.50. Link, stop it. Stop. $9.50. He's not gonna stop for a dozen eggs, you all. $9.50. And then the brand above those were 10 something, almost $11 a dozen. That is a ridiculous price for some eggs. And who can afford to buy eggs at those prices, organic eggs at those prices for your family on a consistent basis, right? One lady says she has to buy these eggs every single week. At $10 a week, that's $40 a month. Oh my goodness, how much is that in a year? That's over $400, right? That's a lot of money for eggs on a yearly basis. So I guess now the next question is, how can we afford to not have a backyard chicken coop? How can we afford to not have one, right? If you live in a place without restrictions, how can you afford to not have one? You know, I thought about the cost of raising chickens. Once you get started, once you get past the initial investment, it's literally not that expensive. Like if you were to, and I'm not talking about having a flock like what we got, right? I'm talking about a backyard coop where you may have 4 to 6 hens, right? Where you may have 4 to 6 hens. And if you have 4 to 6 hens, then it's easy to feed them, right? In fact, the cost that you would spend buying those organic eggs would get you about 100 pounds of feed almost for 6 hens. And that 100 pounds would last you a very long time. You wouldn't be buying chicken feed for 4 to 6 hens, if you had 100 pounds, you wouldn't be buying that every month or every other month even. You know, you literally would go months without having to buy feed if you only got 4 chickens. All right. So literally the cost of those eggs in a 30-day period would buy enough feed to feed your chicken for several months. So that's just something to think about. How can we afford not to have backyard chickens at that cost, right? That's a lot of money for chickens. I'm sorry, that's a lot of money for eggs on a monthly basis. And you all recently saw I did a video talking about the chickens and why it is that so many people can't seem to get the breeds that they want. And if you didn't see that video, I will post it at the end of this video so you can have a look at that, okay? But how can we afford not to have our own backyard chickens? Well, Mrs. H, how many chickens would you recommend if we're starting a backyard chicken flock? If you only need about a good dozen to 2 dozen eggs every single week, you can get away with about 6 hens, really and truly. You can get away with about 6 hens. And even if all of them didn't lay, let's just say half of them laid every day. If you got 6 hens and 3 of them laid today and the other 3 laid tomorrow, well, that's still 21 eggs in a week, right? That's still 21 eggs in a week's time. That's almost 2 dozen eggs. Yes, almost 2 dozen eggs. So once you get past the initial investment of getting like the little backyard coops, you know, the little bitty ones that almost look like a doghouse, but they're cute and they hold about 4 to 6 hens. Even if you started with something like that, your chickens would literally pay for themselves in a short amount of time. They would pay for themselves. Just with the hens. No rooster needed. Now, the only reason why you would want a rooster is if you wanted to allow your hens to actually hatch out their own little baby chicks to keep your flock going or to even build your flock. Then you would definitely need a rooster for that. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to go with what you got, 4 to 6 hens would take care of your family if all you want is a dozen to 2 dozen eggs every single week. Yeah. And not only would you have enough eggs for you, but you would have enough eggs that you can maybe even sell some to family and friends to help reduce the cost of your feed even. Because you would have that many eggs. So you would have enough to either sell or to just give away to your family to help reduce their cost in buying eggs. But more than likely, I mean, if you're going to reduce their cost, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with them giving you a few bucks to help with feed, right? Or to help with pine shavings or whatever you're going to use as bedding. There's nothing wrong with that because it's going to be a help to you and to them, right? So it would literally pay for itself in a short amount of time, right? Yeah. At those prices, you all, we need to have a backyard everything. Not just a backyard garden. We need to have a backyard everything, right? Getting back to the ways of, you know, older times when our families, you know, some of our families grew up basically supplying most of their family's needs through their farms, through their gardens, through bartering with neighbors and other family members. That's just the way that it was then, and it looks like that's the way it's about to be now, right? Because of the cost of everything. Everything is so expensive now. And they love to say, well, people are spending more money for Christmas. People are spending more money for this, more money for that. People are putting a lot of money into the account. Well, that's because everything is so expensive. Of course it's going to be more money. If I paid 79 cents for eggs 3 years ago, and here I am today, now I got to pay $10. Well, yeah, we're spending more money, right? That's not a sign that the economy is any better. That's just a sign that people are still being robbed, right? So you all just think about that, right? Think about that. How can we afford not to have a backyard flock? And now is literally the best time to start thinking about that, right? Now is the best time to, if you're going to consider getting a backyard flock, well, now is the best time to get your stuff together. Like if you're going to need a little chicken coop, well, now is the best time to start saving for that if you need to, and getting it set up in your backyard, getting the pine shavings in, a little run put together. Now is a great time for that, because that means in the spring your little coop will be set up and ready for some brand new baby chicks, even if you bought them from Tractor Supply, right? I prefer to order them from like the hatchery, because if I get them from the hatchery, I kind of know what I'm getting. And then I also want like I want quality as well, right? I want to know what I'm getting from the hatchery. My preference, right? That's not to say Tractor Supply don't give you quality. I'm not saying that. It's just that when I go online to the hatchery, I know if I say I want 4 females and 1 male, that's what I'm expecting to get from them, right? And so my choice for ordering chicks is gonna be the hatcheries. And again, I did that video, so you can look at that video at the end of this one where I talk more about that, all right? And the best time to get those chicks. Okay, you all? So that's just something to consider. That's just something to consider, to think about. With these prices, how can we afford not to have backyard chickens? It will save us money in the long run, and they may even make us a little money if we have enough backyard chickens where we can sell eggs to folks in the neighborhood even, right? So if you're in a neighborhood with some backyard chickens, you may even be able to sell your eggs to some of the neighbors that you know. They will be more than happy to pay your costs versus what they cost in the supermarket. Okay, y'all? So that's going to do it for this video, y'all. I would love to know what you think, or what are the prices of the eggs in your area? Is it just us? Is it just us here in Georgia? I hope not. I hope not. I hope so, but I hope not, because that's a whole nother issue. So post it in the comment section below. Are you all experiencing these prices when it comes to getting your organic eggs as well? Please let us know in the comment section below. What is it looking like where you from? All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. If you haven't done so already, please give our video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos we upload to our channel. Don't you fall. Don't fall. Thank y'all for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.